The next card you have is your immediate past. So over the past few weeks, past month or two, and this is swimmingly, it goes along with it perfectly because this is Six of Swords, okay? And this is saying you're abandoning, you're retreating, you're moving on, you're leaving. So whatever this was, maybe it was somebody you were talking to, if you're single, you were, meeting somebody, you were hanging out with somebody, and you thought maybe there was a chance here, and it turns out they're flimsy, they're flaky, they're just not serious, and you thought you were heading in one direction. Maybe you were dating one or two people, and you thought, one of them, you really had your eye on one of them, and you were saying, this is what I want, and they were going, yeah, me too, and then when it came down to it, that's not what they wanted. So this 6 is saying that you're going, nope, like no more Mr. Nice Guy or girl, and not that you're not being nice, that's not what I'm saying, but you're putting on your game face, but not, again, in a facade. You're not pretending to be somebody you're not. In fact, you're being extremely Taurus right now, which is, cautious and hardworking. Like I said, like this guy right here, but this is you saying, okay, I'm not here to appease people. So if you're single, you're getting away from however you were doing it. So if you were dating online, maybe you're doing meetup groups because it's easier to do it face-to-face. Or if you're doing meetup groups, maybe you're doing it online because you have more options and you can kind of scale through people quicker that might have more potential that you think that you could weed out better online. Whatever it is here, you're deciding to go places. This is also a travel card. So it could be too that you're, traveling to different states and different countries, and not necessarily for love, but it could be that because of work, or maybe you've decided to take on some position where you're going to travel more. And so you're kind of like, I'll still date and whatnot, but I have a lot going on, kind of putting your nose to the grind. And then it turns out it's going to take you different places. And that may just be what you need. You never know. Maybe that's where you'll find that person. If you're looking to reconcile, I think that's exactly what you did. I think that fits perfectly into what I was saying here, because this is saying, raising the white flag. Like, I give up, I surrender. I am not doing this until you can figure out what you want from me. I have given you the love that you think you need. Now, if they're coming back to you and you feel like communicating with them, you need to listen too, because all of us can feel like we're presenting something in a way that we think is satisfactory, but it may be different for somebody else. Like, for instance, I know that Virgos, for me personally, when I've dated Virgos, they will say something like, oh, I really care about you. I love you. Like, one of my best relationships was with a Virgo. And he actually had a Taurus moon, but it was like, he would say that, and then it was like actions speak louder than words. So just listen. I mean, and frankly, this person seems like they have other things that they need to get a hold of too. Maybe they need counseling. Maybe they need some sort of reassurance. Maybe they could come to you now and logically say to you, hey, this is what I need from you. Because I kind of feel like somebody's whining and upset, and you're kind of like, I'm done with this, but nobody's actually saying, this is what I need, and this is what I need. So if you could break it down, you might be in a better place. But right now it looks like you're kind of leaving the situation to see, what it is, to get this logic, to get this clarity, to see what's going on, to kind of figure out am I seeing things clearly? Because I think some of you are kind of going, am I crazy? I mean, I've told him or her, I really care about them. I've told them this, but why aren't they getting it? And I think you have to take a step back to kind of understand what's going on. The next card you have is your distant future. So over the next few months through the end of the year. And you have the Ace of Wands. And the Ace of Wands is about somebody who's passionate and has energy and creative. So it's very interesting because all of a sudden you're going to do like a switch, right? We'll see what goes on for the rest of the month. But this definitely says over the next month or two, and you have aces here, which are all about clarity and figuring things out. But the Ace of Wands, the thing I like about this card is that this represents a passion and an energy and an enthusiasm. So Taurus, it may just be that you just have met some crap people And now somebody's going to come into your life, and we'll see like what the outcome is. But this kind of feels like, because you're putting it out there, at first I think you're going to get a reaction like, whoa, you know, slow your roll. You're kind of like, you know, you're being really direct and it's almost off-putting, but somebody's going to eat it up. This right here says somebody's going to eat it up, and she's got a baby in her arms. So you could be moving on to something, you know, traditional marriage, traditional kids, you know, family values, that type of stuff. But the ace is all about very creative, feeling very passionate. So I think it may just be, Taurus, that you need to meet somebody who's going to awaken that passion again in you. And you're going to see, again, this logic of, okay, so I can have both, the best of both, right? I can have that directness, but I can also feel that love again and feel that heart energy again and feel that fire again with the right person. And I think, Taurus, that's kind of what this is saying, is you're just not meeting the right people. And it kind of feels like no matter what way you're presenting yourself, whether you're going to be lovey-dovey or whether you're going to be this guy saying, you know, hey, this is me, there you go. You're just not getting the outcome you want. But this is saying it's coming, and it's actually very passionate, which may be what you need right now. If you're looking to reconcile, this is also about feeling that energy, feeling. So either, there's two scenarios here, because this doesn't really sway me one way or the other. And these cards aren't saying that you're not going to reconcile. It says you're tired of the BS, right? And so this card is saying either they're going to get their act together, you're going to like have a conversation with them and say, what is it you need from me? Let me help you figure this out. Let me do what I can to kind of, you know, give you what you need. And I know I'm going to get emails from Taurus saying, I have given him or her what they need. I get that. But I was kind of giving Libra a hard time in their read, because sometimes, and I titled their read, Suck It Up, Buttercup, because sometimes you can point the finger and you can do the blame game. I did this, I did that. And one of you is going to suck it up. Or you can both miss each other. You can both have this connection, and you can ruin it and spend more time stressing about it than one of you just saying, you know what? I don't think I was wrong here, but I'm going to suck it up, and I'm going to make, you know, I'm going to have the communication. So either you're going to communicate and you're going to find that passion again. And maybe there's things that they're lacking, like they want to have kids, they want to get married. And maybe you kind of knew that was in the future, but you were like, well, I've got to get things straight, because the one thing about Taurus and earth signs is that if the money's not in the bank, we're not doing it type. That's kind of how you guys roll. And which is very good, but not everybody. A lot of people are a little more fly by the seat of their pants, or a little more, you know, they'll take the, you know, we live every day to, you know, live every day to the fullest. And they take that like, hey, drain your bank account every day, which isn't a bad thing. Everybody's gone through different points in their life where they've spent too much, they bought things they shouldn't, or whatever. But what I'm saying is you may find out it's something to where they're just saying, look, I thought we were going to get married at some point. We've been together this amount of time. Or I really want to think about having kids, and it just seems like it's not something you want to. So maybe have that line of communication to get where you want. Because I would say, hey, this ace is like a new beginning with somebody else. But I really don't feel that. And it's interesting, Taurus, you're the only sign so far this month who's really gotten a positive, you know, vibe of reconciliation. All right, the next card you have is your immediate future. So over the next few weeks and throughout November. And you have the Two of Coins, or Pentacles. And this is about change, priorities, balancing things out. So if you're single, there's a change coming. That's how you're going to get here, because something is going to change. So either you're still going to have this type of attitude, and you're going to meet somebody who likes that directness, who's like, hey, look, I've weeded through the BS myself. You tell me what you want. I'm telling you what I want. And you're going to be like, woohoo. Or you're going to meet somebody who's maybe a little more romantic or fuzzy, warm, butterfly feelings. And for whatever reason, it's just going to, it's going to be like a magnet, like two opposites attract almost. So it's going to be good, but it's going to put you out of your comfort zone a little bit, because there's going to be some sort of change where you're like, normally I wouldn't fall for this person, or, you know, maybe they make you laugh a little more than you normally do, or they find your directness endearing. It's like one of their favorite things about you. So this person is going to kind of take you by surprise. but it's going to inhibit a change of some sort. And it's also about priorities, because like I said, you guys are workhorses, right? But I think you're also going to realize, like, there's more to the dating scene. You can't go from, okay, I'm dating, to I'm working really hard and so I don't have time, to, okay, I want to meet somebody amazing, but I'm working really hard. So I think you're going to kind of go, okay, what are my priorities? What do I want? And how do I get there? It's going to be more of like a work-life balance. So work and life balanced. If you're looking to reconcile, there's a change here too. And I think again, that the possibility of reconciliation is huge, but there's going to have to be a change in this person, and there's going to have to be a change in you. And I know, again, we could do the blame game and pointing the finger. But it may be that they're going to say to you, look, you say you love me, but, you know, I think about you all day. And you're like, well, I think about you all day too. And they're like, yeah, but then I text you and I don't hear from you, or whatever. So it may even just be like, they want an extra text today, or, you know, something that you don't think about it because you are so logical, and because you do utilize that, you know, well, I say this, so I expect you to think this. Not that you expect them to think it, but I say this, so I expect you to take my word at face value. And they're kind of like, hey, you know, an extra kiss, you know, an extra night of like, hey, bedroom time or whatever. I just think you might find that they're going to go, you know, there's something like, you're going to find that maybe they love you even more. Maybe you knew that they loved you or they cared about you, but you didn't realize that they wanted like babies or they wanted to get married. And maybe you've cared about them like that, but they maybe needed you to make the first move or say something, or they were worried that you didn't want that, so they didn't speak up, or maybe you weren't sure if you wanted that, but then you realized. So there's so many scenarios here, right? But I just feel like there's going to be like a shift, and it's going to be like, whoa, a slap in the face, like, oh, so we actually kind of want the same things, but nobody wanted to say anything, and their way of dealing with it is getting on your nerves. So the next card you have is any future external factors. So anything tangible happening throughout November. It could be the first day, the last day, up and down throughout the month. And you have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups is about being frugal. This is about somebody who is almost miserly. And so for if you're single, this is saying, like, this is directly opposite of this. This is saying, don't do this too much. Be clear. Say what you want, but be happy. Have a smile on your face. Look, dating's hard. The dating life sucks. I get it. I know, like I said, I could tell you so many experiences, and I'm sure, I mean, we could all share for days things that we've been through. Sometimes we approach it with that matter of fact, you know, I paid for the site, or I'm spending my time at these meetup groups, and then I got to deal with this crap, like I'm done. But this is saying, okay, got it. The universe gets it. You want to meet somebody who makes you feel like this, like amazing. And notice how the color difference too. Like, just this card right here to me just feels like a totally different energy than like this. And so I think that you're going to approach it this way, but this is kind of you realizing that if you do meet somebody who makes you feel good, or they make you laugh, or they make you forget about like how miserable the dating has been, or how you feel like you're just not finding anybody genuine. This is saying, when you meet that person, whether it's going to be this month or next month, or when you're going to meet them, don't do this. Don't throw away your chances. Don't be like, don't have it like a checklist. Don't have it. Be a little more, open your heart a little more. Don't be possessive on what you want. Like, this is what I want. This is what I'm looking for. Understand that it takes two people to build a relationship. So try and be a little more open-hearted, because somebody's coming that they're going to make you feel good and feel different, but you're going to have to loosen up a little bit. Okay. If you're looking to reconcile, it's very much the same. Let's say they come to you and they say, but I have trust issues and whatever. And you say, I understand that. I know that. Like, we've been here. We've done that. I can't, like, what else do you want? I think instead of saying, you know, okay, got it. Like, we've been through this. This isn't, it's going to have to be more of a, like, look at the ship sailed, right? So it's got to be less of a, the ship has sailed, we've been here, done that, and more of a, how do we bring the ship back? Like, what do you need from me? I think you're going to have to get there, Taurus, like nitty gritty. What do you need from me? And this is what I need from you, because you need to be able to say too, like, I'm sorry you have trust issues, so I can do this to make you feel better, but I need you to stop this, because if you accuse me of this, or if you make me feel like this ain't going to work for me either. Because it's two-way street, Taurus. And, you know, somebody is whining in my ear, and I don't know who it is. Somebody, one of you is dealing with somebody who's just, it's like whining, and it's like, there's constantly an issue. Like, their health, they're constantly thinking something's wrong with them, but like they're getting a clean bill of health, or like they're just wah, 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 and then they're like bringing you into it, and you're finally like, I'm done. But you love them, and there's a connection here, and it feels like there's something underlying. So I would figure out what that is before the ship completely sails. The next card you have is anything external. So over the next, you know, few weeks throughout the month of November internal, that will affect you emotionally. So this is internal, inside, this is external. So communicate. But if you're single here, this is saying that, you know, throughout November, it could be 1 day of the entire month, or it could be 10 days of the entire month. You're going to feel this 5 of Swords, and this is going to be like defeat. So I feel like before you hit this, you're going to feel defeated. And I actually feel like you're kind of coming into November that way. And so you're going to get out of November feeling better. Now we'll see what the outcome card is here, but to get here, you obviously, somewhere along the lines, your spirit has to lift a little bit. And I think this is you coming into the month feeling like, you know, it's lies, nobody's telling me the truth. And I feel, and okay, so it could be for 1 or 2 of you, but some of you Taurus have been dating, and you've really put some energy into the people you're dating. Like, you've been a good person to date. You've been reliable, you've been honest, you've been nice, some of you have been charming, and you know, spent a lot of time and attention on people that you thought would be good. And you're kind of feeling like you're blindsided. Like, it's a Pyrrhic victory. Like, you thought we were really getting somewhere, really going somewhere. And it turns out they're like, hey, the grass is green on the other side. So for anybody who's single and dating, it feels like that's why you're coming into this month. And I'm thinking we're on the same page here, and it's not happening. So what the heck is going on? I'm tired of it. So you're going to feel this, but you cannot let this, you know, block you from getting here. If you're looking to reconcile, this is about feeling defeated. And I feel like you're coming into the month the same way that the singles are, because you are feeling like giving up. I mean, he's sticking his tongue out. This is you kind of going, you know, okay, I'm done. You know, screw you. I don't know what you want from me. I've done everything I can. And so you've got to be careful not to have this defeatist attitude as well, because I don't see that being the future for either of you, like, at all. All right, so the next card you have is your hopes and fears for the outcome, how you're going to be feeling towards the end of the month. Very interesting. And you have the 9 of Swords, which immediately tells me that this kind of anger or irritation or annoyance that you come into and that you kind of feel in the beginning of the month, at the end of the month, it turns into like anxiety and almost like introversion or fear. So if you're single, you're going, wait, I think I might have met somebody. I think I may have met somebody. I think somebody may take me out of my comfort zone, but it's going to be good. And all of a sudden your annoyance turns more into fear of like, whoa, I'm actually gonna, like, at the end of the month, you're gonna be meeting some pretty interesting people. And you're gonna kind of see this clarity of, okay, this works and this doesn't work. If I approach it this way, it works. If I approach it this way, it works, or it doesn't work. And you're gonna, this 9 is saying, and it's interesting because this is normally can be kind of a negative, like, this is you introverting back into yourself going, you know, this sucks, I'm done, kind of a depression card. But I actually feel like this is kind of playing against your anxiety of like, I really want to meet somebody. Hey, now I'm starting to get interest in people. Now it's like the opposite. Now I'm not annoyed. Now I'm more like, I don't know what to do. Like, it's been a while since I met somebody that I am this attracted to, or that I feel like I click with. Or maybe you're going to meet somebody that you guys click so fast, you don't know what the heck to do. You're like, I don't know what the hell is going on here. And it's very, the energy is twisting here to where it's like almost an anxious, but it's going to be like a butterfly anxious that you're just not used to. If you're looking to reconcile, I worry that part of this worry and anxiety and fear and introversion is because you say something or you do something to push that person further away. And I hate to say that, Taurus, and I know some of you are going to be like, no. Again, it's general, but this immediately says that it went from you're annoying the crap out of me to maybe you say something harsh, maybe coming into the month, you're like, hey, because he can be swift and he can cut deep. So you may just be like, I give up on you, I'm done, whatever. And that may be how you're really feeling, but you're really, or how you feel in that moment, but you're really not, because there's some sort of connection here that's pretty deep, or you wouldn't have stuck through some of the stuff that you guys have been through. But this is saying all of a sudden you're going to be going, wait a minute, maybe they're not going to talk to you, maybe they're not communicating with you, maybe they drop off, maybe I don't know. So just be careful with that, because I think you can prevent that. Let's see what the outcome says though.